Namaste, I'm Suresh Kochattil. Today we have a very special guest in our studio. Param Puja Swami Chidananda Puri, the founder of the Advaitha Ashramam in Kolathur in Kerala, and an organization to spread the Sanatana Dharma, which is the Sri Shankara Charitable Trust, which was established in 2003. Swamiji is here on a special mission to spread the awareness about the Navadurga Yagam, which is being held on the 13th, 14th and 15th of October at Ratnalayam Temple near Shamirpet in Sikandrabad. He spoke extensively at two forums today, and today we are very honored to have him in our studio. Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Swamiji, at the outset, let me ask you about your journey into becoming a monk. Where did it all start?
It's a difficult question actually, because this journey, it never starts all on a sudden. In my case, for example, when I was a small boy, say a kid of 4 or 5 years age, whenever mother would allocate some small tiny works in the house, then this boy would say, no, I cannot. For example, see that dosha, or put a firewood into the oven. Then this boy may say, no, I cannot. Then his father would ask, why you cannot? Is it Brahma Vidya? Why you cannot do that? Then this boy will sit at some time and think, what is Brahma Vidya? From where I can learn that? If it is so difficult, I must learn that. Easy subjects, let others study. So from the very early childhood, that fire was within to learn Brahma Vidya. But later, it disappeared. It disappeared, as every students of primary, high school and college. That fire was not there. But later, when I was a student of pre-degree class, in those days it was pre-degree, then I got a small book. The same father gave that. Thus spake Swami Vivekananda. It's a small booklet. It cost only some 10 paise or so. So that boy, in one sitting, repeatedly reading, maybe 30-35 times in a single sitting. So from that entered into the study of complete works of Vivekananda. Then from that, almost all available books. So some sort of blankness I was feeling. Some gap is there. For example, whenever we study Ranganathananda ji or Chinmayananda ji or Vivekananda or Sister Nivedita, there is something to add to that. What is that? So that inquiry went on. And that led the boy to the study of Shankara Bhashyas. So outwardly I was studying in the college, in the degree class, but then started studying Shankara Bhashya. Completed Shankara Bhashya Prasthanatraya by 3 years, and then decided my path is the path of sannyasa. So it was a natural
process that started. So
So
then you took your Diksha then from one of the leading saints up north. Can you just take us to that process of how did that happen?
See, I was wandering here and there by foot, and of course ticketless travel. that is the mode of journey. So, however, in that inquiry, I reached the Himalayas and was staying in Uttarakashi. Because in those days, in my mind, there was a deep-rooted thought. All sannyasins are social parasites. And ashrams are mainly places of illegal activities. Illegal never means such illegality, not such illegality, but for making money and all. Moving away from legal and virtual path, virtuous path. That was the concept regarding ashrams and sannyasis. So this boy was thinking, I must stay in Himalaya and do my tapasya, and realize. Then it happened, it was a drama actually, a chain of events. One man, now he is a sannyasi, in those he was not sannyasi, he came and asked, you are a young man, why you are staying alone in Himalayas? Go to some acharya and stay in some ashram. And I said, no, sannyasins are not good people, this, that, all. Then he asked, if it is the case, can't you be one sannyasi? Who is a real sannyasi? Why can't you? Can't you establish or maintain an ashram, which is an ideal one? That question entered into the heart. And he replied, yes, I am ready. He took me to Gujarat Madhavananda Ashram. There is Param Pujya Vimalanandji Maharaj. So there was one condition. When you reach Madhavananda Ashram, never say you studied Prasthanatraya. As a new student, you must sit under Swamiji. Yes, that condition was accepted, and I went there and stayed there. Swamiji gave the name Swami Chidananda. Later, he sent me to Kailas Ashram to accept sannyasa samskara. So, with the blessings of Swami Vimalanandji Maharaj, I accepted sannyasa from Kailas Ashram, from Param Pujya Vidyananda Giri Maharaj. He was the 10th Acharya of Kailas Ashram.
That was in 1989.
89 Shivaratri Day.
Since then, you have traveled a long way, Swamiji. You came, of course, you come from the land where Adi Shankaracharya started his journey from. Born there in Kaladi and started, but he then went on to different parts of the country, and we all know the history of what really happened. A revival of Hinduism, if you can call it, revival of Sanatana Dharma, if you can call it that way. But more importantly, when we fast forward and come down to the present generation, which is where my focus is today, is that you give a lot of talks on television. You are on a very popular channel in the evening, Amrita TV, and you give a talk there every evening. What is it that you're trying to convey to the people, convey to those who are seeking to listen to you? What message are you trying to give?
The message we have to give to the society today, of course, it is of two folds, or it must have two dimensions. One is pure Shastra vision, that is the vision of Vedas, the vision of Vedanta. That is basically the vision of oneness. That is one. And the other dimension that must have in our teaching is powerful and pure nationalist view. If Bharat is there, we will be here. So existence of Bharat, integrity of Bharat. Bharat never means a union of many states. It will make one country or one nation. Even above that, Bharat must live. What is the heart of Bharat? That is Dharma. So this one, the teachings of oneness and teaching of Vedanta, the other, the concept of Bharat and Dharma. These two aspects must be there in the teachings of not only one man, of everybody. Whether he is a dualist or non-dualist, whichever be the philosophy he is teaching, there must be these two aspects. One, the aspect of Vedanta, and the other, the aspect of Dharma. So these two aspects, they will come.
In fact, a very, very interesting point you made in one of your satsangs this morning when I was sitting in the audience and listening. You told that if you are at KG class, start learning the Vedas or whatever you want at a KG class level. Don't try and go to the PhD level. I think that really hit me, because a lot of people today try to go to the extreme end to learn the Vedas, for example. Anything. It can be as simple thing as learning from Ramayana or Mahabharata, which are two huge epic texts for us. But when you are telling a normal layman today, okay, I want to learn about Sanatana Dharma, I want to learn about Hinduism the way you spoke now, where do you think they should start?
See, Vedanta, or the highest philosophy, it is there and it is the real wealth of Bharat. But see, the whole edifice of Veda is built on the foundation, which is Dharma. So on Dharma, the whole philosophic height stands. So we have to protect that. So as far as a student is concerned, he must have the knowledge of Dharma at first. That is the very base. If you are not studying this and you are straight away go to the highest Vedantic teaching like Tatvamasi and Aham Brahmasmi, you will not get anything. That is one side, but you will lose many things. That is the other side. For example, let me clarify. For a seeker of truth, for a real seeker of truth, one who is in quest of reality, let him learn Vedanta. There is no need for him to stay in the field of dharmic studies, because he is ripe enough. But when we talk to a common man, to a public audience, we must stress again and again the teachings of Dharma. Otherwise, what will happen? They will think, I want nothing. There is only one reality. There is no meaning in wealth. There is no meaning in power. There is no meaning in money and all. But if you are teaching the dharmic lessons first, they will learn our nation must be wealthy one, integrated one, and we must have power, power within and power without. And I must have wealth, because if I have that eagerness to have wealth, then only I will work. Otherwise, I will become lazy man. So this is without digesting in the proper way. If you are going to the highest studies, it won't help. So first we have to take a student to dharmic studies, to Vedas. Especially even if you are not teaching the whole of Samhita or Brahmana, the essential teachings of Samhita and Brahmana you must teach first. Then only you must take to Vedanta. Otherwise, you will be making so many people who will be lethargic and not only lethargic, seeing their lethargy as something great.
That's right. In fact, good old days, I remember when we used to go on our vacations to Kerala, there was a system of grandmother in the evening, Naman Cholal and all that used to happen. But today, grandmothers have literally disappeared from nuclear families. There's a very pertinent dialogue in the movie Kerala Story, where the girl asks the parents and tells the father or mother that you are at fault that you didn't teach me about our gods. This dichotomy in the young generation today, the Hindu kids today, the parents are busy with their work, making money or whatever it is. The children are busy with their mobile phones and other things. They are busy with their class homeworks and all. The space of teaching our children at a very young age about who our gods are, what do they represent, basic things are not happening today. Do you think there is a way out for that?
Of course, because we are having the highest wealth in the universe. The teachings of Veda Veda of course incorporate Vedanta also. That is the highest wealth we are having. And to explain Vedas, our rishis wrote all the itihasas, all the Puranas, and a bunch of Vedic Shastras we have. And based on these, so many branches of literature developed. From generation to generation that came, and we everybody got it from our grandmother or mother in the form of songs, in the form of stories, little parables. And actually, it made us what we are. So nowadays, as you told earlier, there is a gap in this. This is not happening. And the result is, there is no apt word to use, but let me say very much dangerous. Because so many conversions are happening on the basis of this ignorance. Conversion means religious conversion, conversion to nothingness. Nothingness means they do not know what to do. They have much money with and educationally much qualified, but do not know how to face a problem, how to live in this world, how to live from this world. No, nothing. Then people from here and there can call them, attract them. So that type of, many types of conversions are happening. And our youngsters are going to so many havocs like chemical drugs, this, that. So the root cause, if we inquire, is one, a single one. That is, they are not knowing their own greatness. So the question is there a way out? Of course there is a way out. We have to have this awareness within. It is my duty to transfer the treasure to the next generation. This treasure we have, our ancestors, our rishis gave this. They transferred to us. So it is my duty to give to my next generation. That knowledge must be there within each and every person. So if that awareness we can create in the present generation, see, if 100 people are hearing, one man will realize, only 1%. That much we can expect.
True.
So we must work on and on.
In fact, our temples are the treasure trove of our history, our rich heritage that we are carrying over from thousands of years. But today we have seen that, even temples, for example, are more or less controlled by the governments in many states, including Kerala. Do you think that a time has come now even for the revival of the temples? For example, many temples had large land holdings. The Kodalmanikam Kshetra, I heard some thousands of acres of land, but nothing is left now. How do you get back that temples back into the hands of the devotees? Do you think it should be with the government, or do you think it should be with the devotees?
See, first request it is, we must have strong backbone. As a society or as a community, Hindus do not have that at present. This is the basic cause. Let us go to a history, a little back into the history. The British government, they found out managing or controlling temples is the best way to get money, because they had the experience. Because even before British took over the government, when the East India Company was there in 1811, temples, main temples of Travancore were taken to government control. It was when Colonel Munro was the Regent Diwan of Travancore. So when after British directly took the government, they enacted Religious and Charitable Endowment Act. So through that act, it was presumed the control of all religious institutions, irrespective of religion, whether it is Hindu or Christian or Muslim, will be controlled by government. Then there was a fire against that. Christians and Muslims started struggles against that. So many representations were made, and the British government repealed that. On that space, Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowment Act came. Because Hindus were deaf then, dumb then, there was no voice. Of course, so many great acharyas were there. They were teaching Vedanta to the society, they were reviving and of course renovating the society. There is no doubt in that. Great acharyas, we have to do pranams before them. But at the same time, the social aspect, they didn't enter. And therefore, Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowment Act came into effect in the Madras province. Later it was adopted by Bombay province, Kolkata province and all. So what happened? Main temples were under the government control. Of course, it went like that. Once we got independence in 1947, there must have, a correction must have made there, but it didn't have happened. All right. In 1950, our Bharat became union. Even then, this continued. Temples were under government control. After 26 years, when there was emergency, when there was no strong opposition and the main opposition leaders were under house arrest or within the jail, through 42nd Amendment, the government made our constitution secular. The word secular was inserted in 1976. So even after making this country, nation secular, how you can control the establishments of only one religion? This is the question. If this is secular, either you must control all religious institutions or you must
control nothing.
Do nothing. Let believers do that. So in our country, Christians are managing Christian institutions, and with the social money which they are getting there, they are running colleges, hospitals, this, that. So many institutions, social institutions, that is good. We are appreciating them. Muslims are managing their institutions, and with the money, social money, collective money of the society, they are running colleges, orphanages, hospitals, this, that. But what is the case of Hindus? Only small temples are being managed by common people, that is devotees.
But there's no money actually.
There's no money actually. Whereas main temples where we have thousands of acres of land, all these are controlled by government, and the money that is going to the government exchequer. So what's happening? No Hindu institutions are coming. Even if money is there, it is considered as secular money. How it is? In Kerala it happened. As per the provisions of Guruvayur Devaswam Act, the government of Kerala or the Devaswam, Guruvayur Devaswam, cannot take even a single paise for secular use, as per the sections of Guruvayur Devaswam Act. But what did Kerala government do?
They took the money
They
for Frederick.
took money to the Chief Minister's Fund. Only because of the intervention of Honorable High Court of Kerala, it was stopped. Otherwise, it was the beginning point of a constant flow.
It will be a loot of the temple money.
That is simply pure looting.
I mean, that's what, because we call ourselves as God's own country in Kerala, but I think the gods must have disappeared by now because the atheists have taken over our temples. Coming to the visit, your present visit to Hyderabad for the Navadurga Yagam, you spoke at 2 satsangs today. You did speak a bit about in the morning yagam, the satsang, about what yagas are all about. So can you take a layman viewer through what does a yaga do? By performing it, what really happens?
See, mainly, to be frank and to be truthful, yagas are kamya karmas. In earlier days, for getting swarga and such other benefits, kings were doing Shrauda yagas. And at the same time, rishis, they were doing yagas for the well-being of the whole world and the society. So from time immemorial, these two type of yagas were there. Now, as far as I know, as far as I heard, this yaga here, which is going to happen from October 13th, it is not a Shrauta yaga, it is Navadurga yaga. So we can call it Navadurga Puja or Navadurga Yajna. And the yaga and the yajna, these two words are coming from the same root, so there is no quarrel in that. So here the organizers are making that yaga in such a way as to develop the unity in this society and channelize that unity to a divine task. So naturally the feeling of oneness will come there, and as the effect of this yaga, of course that divine positivity will be there in the society. So there are two aspects. One, the unity of the society, that feelingness of oneness, and inculcating this positivity. So all these are the effects of this yaga, and that is why normally a sannyasi, he will not promote some yagas and kriyas.
True.
Because we have renounced that path. But when few virtuous people are working for that, I think it is our duty to be with them.
I think that's what sannyasis need to lead us to common people like us to be led up, because we are not really aware of what it is. Somebody tells us there is something, we do it, and just like the rituals in a temple, why do we do certain rituals? I mean, I could have gone on and on, Swamiji, but due to the paucity of time, because I know you have to reach the airport, and that is what the main thing is right now. So in terms of, as your closing comments, do you think, I'm not saying since 2014, but do you think now there is a renewed interest in Hinduism that is happening due to a variety of factors?
Yeah.
It can be the Ram Janmabhoomi
Yeah.
temple, it can be what's happening with the Gyanvapi structure in about the judgment that came in 2 days ago, various other things that are happening. There is a revival, there is an interest in religion, there is an interest in Sanatana Dharma that is happening. Do you think that is really happening now?
Of course, when we travel to different countries and mingling with the society, different societies, like when we go to America, Canada or Australia or Europe, what we are seeing is almost 40-45% of the common society is becoming non-religious. They are openly declaring we are non-religious. They are not going to churches, not religious services they are attending. But it never means they do not have the quest to realize the truth. So when we give them the real gems in the Vedanta and present in a logical way, which is most rational way, then they are accepting it. And that is why we can see a sort of revival of, not revival, that much awakening of Hinduism all over the world. And as a part of that universal phenomenon, we are seeing here also. Here in Bharat also, we are seeing that awakening. And all these judgments and the present day development and the method of governance, all these are contributing to that. Of course, as you said, the Ayodhya verdict and all these are contributing that. And now we can see we are remembering great acharyas of yore, and we are making the society remember them. For example, we know what happened in Kedarnath. Along with the renovation, that remembrance and what we can call the greatness of Shankaracharya is being proclaimed there. In the same way, the Kashi, the greatness of Shankaracharya, the society is giving their prostrations before Shankaracharya. And Omkareshwar, there is a big international university is coming, study center is coming, and along with that 108 feet height Shankaracharya Murti is coming. Here in Hyderabad, a great Murti of Ramanujacharya came.
True.
So all this together, all these are contributing to that awakening. So our duty is to make it more and more positive, practical and long-living.
Param Pujya Swami Chidananda Puri, I wish I could go on and on, but as I said, there's a paucity of time for you. And we are very, very thankful that you came to the Nationalist Hub studio and spoke. And when you are here on your next visit, we can extend the conversation into more areas, and that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Namaste, for coming to our studios.
Namaste.
That was Param Pujya Swami Chidananda Puri, who spoke in detail about certain aspects of our religion. I know this conversation is not complete, but we will take it up in subsequent times whenever Param Pujya Swamiji is here in Hyderabad next time. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.
Please subscribe to Nationalist Hub English channel for more interesting videos, and don't forget to like and share this video. Nationalist Hub, it's a news revolution.